Jay here from Man City Fan Chat. Not long been home since we beat Liverpool at Wembley in the Community Shield on penalties, no less. Let's see who's if anybody's around. I'm just going to hopefully the right live studio. Nobody's around. Great. Hopefully you can hear me. It's very quiet. Is anybody going to come online? Well, shall I give you the agenda? The agenda is quite today, guys. We'll do a little bit of a review of the Community Shield game, an update on Leroy Sané's injury, and if you want to talk about Cancelo, we can talk about Cancelo. Talk about the Liverpool fans booing the national anthem. How about that? You know, whether you agree with it or not, whether you want to stand up or not, you should be booing your own national anthem, let alone the national anthem of any other country. So let's just get a quick message out to people. So what we let's Community Shield review. Sané injury update. And we want to know about that. Cancelo update. Liverpool fans boo national anthem. It's not good, is it, guys? Shouldn't be doing that. Just tell a couple of guys that we're here in the house. And let's get Cobby on. And Blackpool Blu-ray, at least I'll tell him. Come on if he wants. There you go. Very interesting today, some of the people I met. Evening, Spencer Mark. How you doing, mate? There's not many in the house today, mate. It's just thee and me. Hi, Steve. How you doing? Zippo Boutalese. How you doing, mate? I hope you're very good. Zippo. Just going to quickly see. You notice the difference between a fast internet speed and a slow internet speed. And actually, when I was doing a lot of putting a lot of videos up this morning, and when at 5 o'clock in the morning, it goes bang, zips through. But as soon as I was doing something at 10:30, 11 o'clock, slower. Sawubona to Zippo. Let's try that. Sawubona Zippo. Hey, Wassa, how you doing, buddy? Hope you're well. Kobe, hey, good to have you on, mate. Spencer Mac. It was a decent match. I think it lacked a bit of in quality for me. I would have liked a bit more. Zippo Sané, yeah. Wasn't a great match, Spencer Mac. I think my point was it was a game of 2 halves. We were the best in the first half. They weren't brilliant in the second half. They just really worked hard to stop us playing. Really worked hard, and they didn't do that much themselves. But yeah, they had the second half for them. Sané's injured. Yeah, he went down on 30 minutes. Had a heavy fall under a challenge. Was it Trent Alexander-Arnold? And I think he hurt his knee. They were worried. A lot of fans were worried because he stayed down for a long time. And yeah, it could look like it could have been. We all worry about ligament damage. Pep said that's what he feared at first, but hopefully they think it's not too serious. Hey, see, sorry guys, I just saw that I got to read your name out. This is not fair. 6 times in Madrid, Liverpool fan content. I think that's harsh to make me read that out, mate. I won't be doing that again. I'll shorten your name. Yeah, Cobby, you know, when Sterling went to the left, he terrified Arnold as well. He really struggled. So for you watched the game at Greenstone in Joburg, yeah. Yeah, I had friends who were watching it whilst we were on holiday, and they said they were just surrounded by Liverpool fans. In fact, the Etihad South, as we call it's quite interesting to see the echo in Liverpool calling it Anfield South. Yeah, you hardly go there, boys. You know, I spent my time telling people how to get there. Liverpool fans, you hardly go. I forgot me line now, guys. Yeah, it was full of Liverpool fans all over, around me. Liverpool fans, and that's all it was. Really, we were expecting more Liverpool fans than City fans, but not that many. Everywhere you looked, and you know, some of the idiots where you're in a City end, you don't start cheering or whatever when you score. It's only going to ask for trouble. Hey, Zipo, I did it after about 2 weeks. Yes, Spencer. Look, you could tell they were tourists. They had no idea where they were going. You know, all they could talk about was 6 times. That's it. Champions of Europe. We know who we are. Well, you know, leave them to it. You know, I was fortunate. I went with the guy I did the preview for the channel with, and he's a Liverpool fan, but you know, he's quite a decent fan actually. He said Premier League is a better trophy to win than the Champions League, which is true. And yeah, he had a decent. I think he had a decent day out with me. Walked away when there was a Scouser wanting a fight. But yeah, it's just daft. Some really daft people. Yeah. I thought it was you, Gary. I thought it was you. I had I had a few words with a Liverpool fan who was selling scarves. And I thought Gary would leg it. I thought when I turned around, he'd have done one. But he was still there. He had me back, sort of. Yeah, Chris, no hard feelings, mate. We've come to expect it now. You know, I'm glad we scored all with all the penalties. It's nice to have that confidence every time we go to Wembley now. Almost, we've got that confidence and to win. Hi, Colin. Another shield. Rodri needs to get up to speed. Yeah. United fans meltdown down over Tran. I think you need to finish that, Colin, before I go on to a topic that you might not have been talking about. I think you're talking about the transfer of Dybala. We'll talk. I don't mind talking about that. Yeah, Rod will get better. This is probably one of the toughest games you're going to face. It's against Liverpool, who don't give you space and time. They're all over you. He'll get up to speed. What I did like was the way we passed the ball round at the back without too much hassle. You know, the Liverpool players really pressed us hard, yeah, but we got around them just about every single time. So I was very, very pleased with that. I also did notice that Claudio Bravo was playing way out of his box at times. You'd have a defender there, a defender there. Well, I'm going to do it on the screen so you can see. And Claudio Bravo would be in the middle of them, 20, 22 yards out of his goal. And he would be passing to them. He'd look for an opportunity to hit a long ball. But his long balls were so good. So good. Yeah, but Steve, he was my man of the match. The booing, that was Liverpool fans. I was absolutely surprised and shocked. You know, as I said when I started the stream, if you don't agree with the national anthem for whatever reason, fine. If you don't want to stand up, I didn't want to stand up. To be honest, I was so tired I couldn't even get up, guys. Be honest, I just sat in my seat. I was surrounded by Liverpool fans. If you don't want to stand up, if you don't want to sing, fine. But you respect your own national anthem at least, and especially the ones of other countries. And then it was apparently the Liverpool fans. Liverpool fans, they said it was a criticism of Boris Johnson. Well, look, this is going around the world. It didn't appear too good. Really silly, for them to do that. Let the country down. Let's say, Bernard. Yeah, it was close, mate. It was close indeed. Yeah, Bernard, the booing was shocking. I was honestly, I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. They said all stand or whatever, and booing started. Agenda copy. Obviously, we're going to talk about most important topic. Hey, Cobby, Leroy. I know you'd love that. Obviously, we'll talk a little bit about the game. If anybody wants to come on, let me know. I'll get Bernard on because I've not seen the game back, so I only saw what I saw at the ground. And so we'll talk a little about Leroy Sané but getting injured, but thankfully it doesn't look too serious. If you want to talk Cancelo, we'll talk Cancelo. If you want to laugh at United transfers, we can do that. Whatever we want to talk about, we can talk. Excellent, Bill ABC TV. I'm glad you managed to sort that out. I'm here to help if I can. Hey, Cole. Hope you're well, mate. Thanks for all your efforts to help the channel, Cole. You're very, very much appreciated. Yeah, Spencer Matt. Look, Pep was unhappy with some of the, let's say, overly physical challenges, and the ref wasn't really giving much. But I haven't obviously seen it again to be able to get a better idea of what was going on. Who predicted a 1-1? All right, I don't know if it's tonight. Hopefully, it'll be tomorrow night. He predicted a 1-1 scoreline and City to win on penalties, with Bravo being the hero, and that's what transpired. The new goal kick, I think it's just to speed up the game, because if you have to let the ball go outside the box, sometimes you can step inside the box and then you have to retake the goal kick, and also you're wasting a little bit of time because they're waiting to pass the ball, and if someone's pressing high, then the goalkeeper can waste 10 or 15 seconds sometimes deciding on a short pass or a long pass. Now he can just pass it right next to him. The opposing team, I don't think, can get it, and you can get on with the game a little bit quicker. The referee hitting the referee, I saw that. I didn't know that had been introduced. I saw that the fella next to me, the one with the long Liverpool name 6 times and all that, Gary, he said, but I kind of figured it's hit the ref and he's dropped the ball, so that must be it. Yeah. United meltdown over Dybala not wanting to go to. Yeah, it's quite funny that which was it, Drucker from the Telegraph? He said United have walked away from the deal because the guy's asking for too much money, and blah 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 blah. Agents asking for too much money. Look, I think what's happened is, it's only my guess, is Dybala's put an absolutely ridiculous request of £350,000 a week or whatever it is. The agents put a really ridiculous request in, and they think, well, if United pay it, then we'll go. They're not expecting United to pay it. He expects to stay at Juventus. Juve need to sell players. I said that about Cancelo. Now if City were playing hardball, they might even ask them to charge them a bit less for Cancelo. But I think we're getting a decent deal. Bravo did very well. Ball when he needed to save it. He was out of his goal quickly when he needed to be. I think he skied one clearance, but that was because it was a lousy back pass to him. So all in all, he had a good game, good saves, good passing, short passes, long passes, some 60, 70-yard passes when he distributed with his arm, with his hands. Very, very good. Saved the penalty, won us a game. Can't ask for more than that. Was it you said that, Bernard? I thought it was a Mike from Bolt from the Blue, Mike Long. The Kyle Walker says it, but yeah, we were trying to. It's quite funny. We were trying to work it out because we thought initially, because we were right at the other end of the ground and right up in the top. So I thought, oh, must be John Stones. Someone else said it was. Someone else said it was Rodri. We had no idea who was that far away, but it looked very, very, very close. I don't know what what I said. You want Leroy Sané to stay, mate? Yeah, great from Walker. You can't knock it. Cobby, you don't think he's leaving? Well, the thing is, Danilo's leaving, so he got left out. Sané's hopefully staying, so he's there. Yeah, Steve, the news on Sané is, I'll go through the news on Sané, yeah? Let's do that. Let's get this little bit of agenda out. So this is what Pep said. The first impression was not good, but I think not bad. I don't know, as I've not spoken to the doctor. I will wait, but I think he'll be okay. Okay, so that's basically what Pep said. Just looking for anything else from the press conference. Wow. It's quite interesting what what newspapers will write. It was a 2-line quote, and the rest of the stuff was about the rest of the page was about other stuff. De Bruyne said, I'll go through some headlines for you, okay? Some headlines. Talksport are saying Pep's going to consider a double swoop before the transfer window shuts. Okay. Wow. Mahrez dropped from the squad for fears of failing a drugs test. That's the Evening Standard. Wow. Let's have a look. Obviously got to read it. So Riyad Mahrez dropped from Man City's Community Shield squad over fears of failing a drugs test. Now, that sounds serious, but I've not seen it anywhere else yet. Okay, that's what he said. Pep Guardiola has revealed he left Riyad Mahrez out of his Community Shield squad over fears he would fail a drugs test. But he's been suffering from what is believed to be a sinus issue and took medication to City medical staff could not verify the ingredients of the medicine and feel it may contain banned substances. And he said, Guardiola confirmed Riyad called me straight after being champion and he said he wants to be back against Liverpool. I said he was more than welcome, but Riyad took some medicine just a little bit, but we don't know what he took, and therefore doping control today was a risk because the doctors did not know what was in the medicine. So that's why he did not play today. A guy who rested less but could have played more some minutes, but we could not take the risk because the doctors didn't have the medicines or exactly what happened, and we didn't want to risk it. Hopefully West Ham here will be fine. So yeah, there you go. Guardiola also talks about the pressure on players. He said you have to reduce the pressure. I don't know whether it's the competitions. I don't know if it's the amount, but I know here in England there is a tradition for a lot of games, but it is a lot. I had a holiday, so I'm fresh. But I'm not talking about myself, but I think the players, like Jurgen said before, because when it's the international break, I go with my family, but they play with the national teams and play 2 games and have to be the best and have to play 3 days later. You play again. For 10 months every season. It's not healthy for the players. I think you look at quality, not quantity. The games will be better for an incredible amount of competition. And then it's Copa America again, World Cup, and then come back and Confederations Cup. It's not comfortable for the players. So, Pep's making some very good points. So it wasn't as scary as it sounded about Riyad Mahrez missing this dope test. So let's not worry about that. Hey, Kenny, how you doing, mate? Hope you're really well. Yeah, Bayern haven't put an official bid in it. I think what you've got to do is you've got to get some before they put an official bid in. They're going to be happy that Leroy Sané is going to go, yeah, and they're going to be happy that they can pay City's fee. Now, City asking for 135 million, 145 million. There's no point Bayern going in with a 90 million offer. City are going to stick out for that. So, I think there's a bit of cat and mouse to play. What did he say, Cole? I've heard a lot of things that people complaining about Tyler today. Well, Spencer's the mark. I don't shout out too much because a couple of seasons ago they beat us 3 times. So, even though we beat them 5-0, we lost 3 times. So I'm quite quiet about that. No, Steve Black, Isco. We're not having a disco with Isco. I can guarantee that, mate. Thomas Castling. We're very poor defensively second half, and I'm not worried that the back 5 could possibly complete a little change other than Stones, Edison, the pot. Yeah, look, Edison comes back. I don't think that would have made much difference. Bravo did well. But yeah, we get Laporte back. Everything's going to be stronger. Look, you got to remember it was Otamendi's first game as well. He's not had a pre-season with us, so it's his first game. So yeah, look, it takes a little bit of time to get up to speed, but I think we'll be there. Exactly, Zippo. It's a kind of a weird thing that you're champions of Europe, but you can't be the champions of England, and you haven't been the champions of England for 30 years. I don't think we need a centre back. Yeah, Otamendi, it's his first game. He's not even had a pre-season. Excuse me. Absolutely, Dybala, Steve. Dybala does not want to go to Man United. That's why I think they put an absolutely ridiculous, like Sanchez, an absolutely ridiculous transfer. Wages requirements. And if United pay it, more fool them. Yeah, and Dybala will say, well, at some point you will go for the money. If United offered Dybala £1 million a week and he hated the guts of them, he'd go to play football for them. At some point, for money. So everybody, basically what I'm saying is Everybody has a price. Not sure if I have a price for on everything, but everybody's got a price. Colin says, Colin Pollitt, could Cancelo play left back? Someone said they've seen him come on the left, so I read some reports that say he can, but obviously plays mostly on the right. Yeah, Colin Zinchenko was poor today. That's my opinion. Well, below standard. He got caught many times with the ball over his head. Normally, I see it once a game, but today, look, he's up against Mo Salah, and Mo Salah is very, very dangerous. He's a cracking football player. So I think, yeah, Zinchenko. Look, I've said it all the time. He's always got a mistake, and it's not his position. When we play on the front foot against most teams, he'll be all right because we've got so much of the ball. But Liverpool are the most dangerous team in the Premier League after Man City. Hey, that's what we should have said on the way home. They were still shouting champions of Europe. We should have said conquerors of the champions of Europe. What do you think of Maguire? Gertiak saying he's gone to United. He's got a big forehead. That's about it. He's a decent player. He's not worth 80 million. I would not have said 40 million for him, but look, the market is what it is. They paid what they did, and I hope he fails, like everybody else who's gone there in the recent past. Absolutely, Abdallah Bravo after Fung Yun Meng. Where you from, Fung? Where you from, mate? Funny thing is, most people say it's a glorified friendly, Fung. If it was simply a friendly, they wouldn't have put pretty much their best teams on at the start of the game. Yeah, they put their best teams on. That gives you an idea. If Sané's injured for a month, would Bayern Munich buy an injured player for 130 or 100 million? I doubt it. Absolutely, Spencer the Mac. Klopp's the fraud. Absolutely, Bernard. He went down like a ton of bricks. No, Bernard. All City players are on drugs, apparently. All City players are on drugs. Where's Fung Jung gone? Fung Yun. Here we go. Let's see where he's from. Callum Lucky. Yeah. Look, it's a bit of a lottery when you get to penalties. City were miles a better team in the first half. Lots of good chances. Liverpool were the better team in the second half because they didn't let City play, and they didn't. I don't think they created a lot of clear-cut chances. See, saying lights on my screen. There we go. It was a great game of football for a curtain raiser. City was lucky to hold on to pens. Don't care about this game review. Look, Fung Yun Meng. Where are you from, Fung? I don't think Liverpool wanted to win the game. Let's be quite clear about that. Liverpool wanted to win that game. So did City. They started with a lot of intensity. And they had some decent players on shot. Quite possibly the best team that they could almost put out. Obviously Mane is not there, but they wanted to win that game. It was a serious game for both teams. Kevin says, how was Rodri? He was all right, Kevin. I think it was a tough game for him because Liverpool press. They're on top of you like a ton of bricks. If they don't give you any space or time, so that makes life a lot more difficult. I think a few times, it was noticeable that he wasn't up to the speed of the game, the way City have to play and to bypass the defenders who were chasing down our defenders. So he'll have to step up. But look, he's just arrived. Give him time. Yeah, Steve, I thought it was a bit meh in the second half. First half, when we were well on top, I thought it was all right, actually. And when they were on top in the second half, it was a bit boring. Absolutely, Spencer Mac, always nice to win. Cole is saying, Tyler was saying there must be some margin of error in goal line challenge and it can't be 100% accurate after a VV shot by Stein. Oh, what a shame, Martin Tyler. Martin Tyler's having a pop up something else as well. Don't worry about him. I can't remember what the other comment he said. He said Liverpool didn't lose, City did them on penalties. So Liverpool didn't lose the game, City got through on penalties. Liverpool is better team in the second half. Nasri, I don't think they created much. They just stopped City from playing. See, like I'm not so sure him 6 months ago. I didn't think he's good enough to come here and do what we need him to do. He's certainly not a €100 million player in my book. Yeah, look, Spencer, Matt, we become used to it, haven't we? Commentary is always against City. Yeah, Bernard, he can play either side, so he's versatile. That's why another thing I like about him. Wassa says, if you were Pep, would you start Bravo in the Prem and have Edison fights? No, I wouldn't, Wassa. Edison's better. Edison starts. Edison messes up. Bravo comes back. Bravo will get plenty of games this season. He'll play the Carabao Cup. I suspect he could play 2 or 3 games in the FA Cup until we get a really big opponent. And I can see him maybe playing a game or 2 in the Champions League. It depends on, obviously, the qualifying stages, the groups. The group stage. If we win the first 4 games, the next 2 games. How about that? Hi, Manchester, UK, NYG. Yep, Edison is our number 1. Quite clear. Come on, so Dr. 28. It's not fake injury by signing. Poor boy's hurt. Wine is finding a whisker squeeze. Yeah, you're not seen you for a while, mate. A couple of weeks. Long time to see me next June. 2 jobs, man. 2 jobs. I'm so glad City will not be pushed around by Bayern or even signing for that matter. I've lost all respect. I never had massive respect for Bayern. Any club that would take a president back who's a convicted criminal. He was convicted while he was Bayern. He had to resign or leave his post, go spend some time in the slammer. I think was it 3.5 years, or he'd spent half the time of a 3.5-year sentence in the slammer. He came out and Bayern made him president again. What respect can you have for a club like that? Atkinson wasn't great. A lot of people were very unhappy. Yeah, Callum, that claims from Kyle Walker. Hey, you've got to do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes to win a game of football. Colin saw Redmond preview of the game. They were desperate to win this. Virgil van Dijk said it's not a friendly, there's a trophy. Yeah, look, they were desperate. The Liverpool fans can say whatever they like. All they could say to me before the game, they were talking about 6 times. After the game, Champions of Europe, 6 times. They were gutted. Believe me, they were gutted they didn't win that game. And I tell you what shocked me a bit, the number of salty fans, the number of fans that didn't want a bit of friendly banter. Yeah. Look, yes, I said to people, I'm on a wind up today. And I got to at the train station at Wembley Park, and you could look down Wembley where there was tons of Liverpool fans standing there taking pictures or whatever. And I asked some people if they were lost and they were looking for where Wembley was, and I was pointing, giving them directions and stuff. And I'd done it on the train earlier, just making fun, having a laugh. And most people, they take it in the good natured humour it is. But some people fly off the handle. It's crazy. And on the way back tonight, there's one guy giving us dirty looks. I don't know why people just want to fight. And I was with this Liverpool fan. I don't know if he's still on. Gary. I was with him and this guy, he was talking to his mates. He was a Liverpool fan, and on one of the side streets. And I just thought, I don't want any trouble. Don't want it. So we stopped and I did a video for his channel. But I just don't, you've lost a game of football. So what? It's nothing to fight over. Yeah. Someone's having a little bit of fun with you. So what? It's nothing to fight over. Liverpool fans did it to me, but they have less humour with it. That's a bit more insulting, but you still try and have a little bit of chat with them. And it's meant to be overall good-natured fun, but some people just can't take it as that. So Nasri had more possession. You had 3 times more shots. Yes, you were wasteful, and you didn't score your penalties. There you go. Mr. T, why didn't we make more substitutes? Yeah, we could make 6 substitutes today, so I have no idea how many we made. And I saw Phil Foden come on, I saw Gundogan come on, and obviously Gabby Jesus. But Pep wants to win the game. Maybe that's the reason. Liverpool, the thing is, Bernard, I felt they worked really, really hard, especially in that second half. And I don't think they look brilliant. I just think they stopped City playing. So City looking poor or playing not brilliantly helped Liverpool to look good. And that's how I look at it. Liverpool's bench, well, it was good. They had Lallana coming off the bench. They had coming off the bench. Shaqiri's coming off the bench. When Mane is back, then that Origi will be off the bench. So they've got a lot of attacking, players coming off the bench. Yeah, Bernard, we're not just making luck. We're fighting to the end. We're getting late goals. We're winning cup finals. We're winning on penalties now. Nasri, United don't want Dybala. They don't want Dybala because it's very expensive. Very expensive. And they'll hope that Juventus need the money. So maybe they'll come down on the price on Dybala because they need to sell. Selling probably Cancelo to us. So they do need to sell some players. But boys, I'm absolutely knackered. I'm just trying to work it out. I've been doing this stream with my eyes closed. I've been up since before 4. And I'm just thinking, I'm just rabbiting on. But try and do a few more minutes. I don't think I'm going to do a podcast tonight. Didn't see the English Mastiff. I didn't see that. There's some really... you better believe me, there's some really nasty Liverpool fans and some nasty City fans out there. I avoided the scraps, let's put it that way. Although I was very, very close to one, but the other guy said, let's go over there for a fight. And it's like, look, I'm not saying I'm a young chap, but this guy was probably in his 60s, and I just thought, absolute fool. And he's calling me names because he heard my accent, and he said I was from Birmingham. He said, you should be effing supporting your local team. Who's your local team? I said I was brought up in Oldham, which is 4 miles from Manchester, or whatever, from Failsworth, which is in Manchester. 4 or 5 miles from Manchester, the edge of Manchester, city centre Manchester in 20 minutes. So, don't call me a plastic, mate. So he was all up for a fight, but he wouldn't have a fight there. He wanted to go round the corner somewhere else. I should do a view of everybody to have a fight. And there's a guy from London. He said if he wanted a fight, he'd have had a fight there and then. You don't ask somebody to go around the corner. You do that if you don't want the fight. You're hoping that the other person says, "Nah, mate, let's not behave. I'm not going to fight." You're hoping the other person backs out. But anyway, the police did turn up. There is there's a video of me maybe on YouTube arguing with the police. Whatever the police should do, it's a minor point. What you shouldn't do is swear at the general public. I've heard police approach people who are between themselves swearing, and the police said, "I can arrest you if you don't mind your language." Yeah, which I was quite shocked. I mean, okay, the guy did use the F word, but the police want to show their power. So when someone swears at me, as a copper, and then his mate comes along and says, "Well, I'm sure you've heard worse at football matches." Yeah, I've heard worse, but not direct at me from a copper. Anyway, I ended up walking away, but some idiots, even some of the police. I mean, look, some of them bored and they're tense because of people fighting and arguing for nothing. So you can understand sometimes when they overstep the line, but hey, just keep it clean, guys. So Kenny says Sane is staying, not because of the injury, but everything we are reading about him agreeing to a movie is driven by buying and the links in the media. Absolutely. Absolutely. Nasri, he's still on about this game about Liverpool. I video, hope you were doing well. Lack of defensive support for Liverpool's fullbacks. Liverpool's midfielders were often unable to cover the half spaces in that line. De Bruyne and just David Silva to make free runs in space. Yeah, they did. Liverpool were struggling. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he had a hard time. When Mo Salah dropped back there, he had a hard time. I think that's why we scored our goal. Absolutely, Spencer Mark. I couldn't have said it better. Absolutely, Kenny. Liverpool were upset that they lost. If they'd won, they'd have been on about it for weeks. We beat the Man City Cup and the Community Shield in the same game. A lot of people are telling me that they thought it would be penalties, but all the interviews I did today, like with 3-1, 3-1, 4-1, 5-0, 5-0. Hey guys, let us know. Has anybody seen the videos I've put out today? It's been a hard slog getting the videos out. So just interested if how you feel the fan cams went. It's very tough at Wembley to get your videos out because of the poor quality of Wi-Fi. Doing a live stream is easy, or much easier because you're using your phone and 4G and whatever. But trying to use Wi-Fi or trying to do upload either with Wi-Fi or 4G onto YouTube is, or across the Wi-Fi is not so easy. So just let us know what you think in terms of hey guys, I'll ask you this question. Do you like my thumbnails? Hi Robert Lang, hope you're well. English Mastiff. United Club to Mandzukic. Well, look, but I said Juventus have to sell players. I think Mandzukic is there. Whatever, United are desperate to buy players, and people can take advantage of them right now. Let's quickly catch up. Hey, Robert, it's getting starting as we mean to go, and hopefully it will be. I absolutely hope so, Robert. I absolutely hope so. I hope that we, start as we mean to carry on. Oh yeah, Steve. Like I seen that was it on a GIF or on a loop? Dribbling past him, and Van Dijk's not happy. I don't know English Massive. No teams are really, really on it. Vidya, bravo man match, absolutely. Hi, Killer. Hope you're doing well, mate. Is Cancelo definitely? Look, all the fingers are pointing that way. The fact that Danilo didn't travel, so they could sort this out. The fact that Juventus needs some more money to help balance their books, it would appear. The fact that certain newspapers talked as if it wasn't conjecture or rumor, as it was fact that the Juventus people coming over to do this deal, makes me believe it's going to happen. But like anything, you don't know until it's done. Vidya KDB was poor. I don't think he was poor. I don't think he was. He was. I think it's about average because he had like you say, he had a good few opportunities to cross that ball and he did not do it. Didn't do it well enough for us to score goals, but he was nearly good. I said that on my video tonight. He was nearly good. Yeah, if he'd put those good crosses in, he'd have been really good. Oh mate, it was a Scouser selling he's selling us half and half. That was it. He was selling a Champions of Europe scarf. Okay, this is after the game, 6 times Champions of Europe, and I said, "You can't even give them away, mate." That's all I said to him, and he'd heard my accent, so he started giving me an earful because he thought, "Oh, so why don't you effing support your local team? Eh? Where you from? Where you from, mate?" Eh? I said, "I'm from Oldham." He said, "Well, there you go. Why don't you support Oldham?" I said, "Look, I lived in Oldham, which is like 4 or 5 miles from the border of Manchester. Yeah, so that's what my cousin spotted City. That's why I spotted." So it's like going down the route of having a go at me. And I didn't ask him where he was from because I bet you he wasn't born in some stables next to Anfield, 60 years ago. And it's quite funny because I used to go to Anfield to watch a few matches when I was a student in Liverpool. I went to Anfield a few times. Went to Everton, I think once or twice, just to watch football. And he said, if you want to, he said, let's go around over there and have a fight. I thought, man, you're about 10 years older than me. Okay. You might have been, handy when you were younger. But I don't think you're going to be able to move that well. Yeah, he was, a fat bloke. And I said, yeah, if you land one on me, good. You'll hurt me. But I reckon I'll land a few on you, mate. But the thing is, and as I said, there was this London fellow there selling scarves as well, and he said, "Look, the guy's just, he said he's full of it. He came and broke it up. He said the guy's full of it. He's all, he's drunk or whatever. He's giving everybody a bit of lip." And he said, if he wanted a fight, he'd have had a fight. He wouldn't have asked you to go around the corner. People ask you to go around let's go outside to have a fight because, they want you to back down. They want you to chicken out. And he said to me, I was in Madrid. I mean, they go all over selling scarves. He said, I was selling cocky and everything else. This guy's about 60. So he's acting cocky and everything. So he said, do you want to fight? So he was asking for a fight. So the guy, he said, I just hit him, knocked him down. Don't have to go outside for a fight. Just have it there and then. If you want to fight, have it there and then. Don't ask for a fight. And I said, look, I was talking to Gary afterwards. I had a fight for about 30 years. I can't remember having a fight in the last 30 years. So why, would you want to get involved? But that was the nature of some Liverpool fans today. That was the nature. After the game, there's one guy. He looked around it because there's a lot of Liverpool fans, and I'm there wearing my City top, and so he's looking around at me, and you can just think. And I had to stop. I said, look, he's talking to his mates who are younger. He would see. He was. It's funny how some people are like lions. Yeah, they're like lions when they're with their mates, and they're like pussycats when they're not. English Massive, that's not good. If I guess I'll see the video if it's doing the rounds. Abdallah, look, Ottoman, his first game back. Give the guy time. Calm down, Spencer. Absolutely. Nah, Vijay, leave the guy off. We want him for West Ham. Ask guys to subscribe and look out for football fan chats, reviews of today's game with the Australian B. Downloaded to Hey. You're a busy man, Bernard. You're all over the YouTube these days. Second half, English Massive. Look, second half, Liverpool did what they did the first half, but they sustained it for longer. In the first half, Liverpool came out all out at us, and they had a good 5-10 minutes, and then we started to take over, and then we controlled it the first half. Second half, they started well, and we never got our rhythm back. You could argue there's some tiredness, but they kept on at us, yeah. And I was telling Gary that the longer the half went on, the harder it was for City to recover our poise in the first half. Absolutely, Bernard. 5 penalties out of 5. Absolutely, Spencer Matt. Perfect. But Bravo's perfect, yeah? He's getting good money. He's getting playing at a good club. He's happy to be number 2. What more can you want? Absolutely, Bernard. I've heard that quote before, but absolutely, you're right. Yeah, I've not seen that. I saw a headline in the papers, but Steve, I want to focus on the important stuff tonight. What do you mean? Are they buffed, Bernard? I hope you're talking about my head. Is my head buffed? All those thumbnails. Oh, cheers, Manchester. It was very difficult to get a video done. I mean, it took me an hour to get that video out because there's just no signal whatsoever. And you had to. Basically, it was so loud there. I just shouted all the way through, and at the end, I'd lost my voice. But in Nasri, it's not Cancelo for Danilo. It's Danilo plus about 30 million euros for Cancelo. Are they painted? I painted them, hand painted myself. Yeah, wine is fine. The Community Shield counts for nothing now that they've lost. Sea-Dog, hey, how you doing, mate? Yeah, I'll watch the highlights later. No, Sea-Dog, Danilo is not injured. All the stories are Danilo is not injured. Bernard, I've not seen that. I know they scored a lot of runs. I was telling one of my mates well before the game, a few hours before the game, and I said, Australia, I expect Australia to win. We watched just a few balls of the cricket. I said, I expect Australia to win because I think England will capitulate. I'd be surprised if England get 200 runs. And can you think back to the first day? Australia, was it 122 for 8? At 122 for 8, you should be losing that test match. I don't think they will now. I think England are up against it. Woo! Now on Charity Shield 6 times 6 is very popular with our crawling outro. We got 6 of everything, man. 6 of everything. Right, see, Doug, that Arsenal video, that was a year ago. Well, you might see there might be one going viral about me arguing with the coppers. A lot of people were videoing that and come to talk to me, asking me what's going on. And I told them what happened. They're all Liverpool fans, yeah? And they were all on my side. They were against the old Liverpool fella who was selling the scarves. They were all on my side, shaking my hand, slapping me back and all that. So it was a bit of fun. Vidya, how come our players got tired when they are playing the first game of the season? Because they're not up to speed. You need to have enough miles in your legs. You need to be fully fit. And it's just one of those things, people say, well, surely you should, if you're not fully fit, if you're fully fit in a week's time, surely you should have started preseason a week earlier. But I don't think the body works like that. I hope so. English Mastiff starting saying, yeah, it's amazing. Who do you support, Gertiak? Please don't tell me it's United. Bernard, I don't think maybe we can join with Liverpool. Yeah, we could be Liverpool City, and then we'll have 6 European Cups as well. Absolutely, C-Dog, you got to push yourself. Absolutely, English Mastiff. Match fitness and gym fitness is totally different. Yeah, I think that's what they're worried that because he went. He wasn't that as he was clattered. He went down awkwardly. He landed awkwardly, and he could have been a slight twist of his knee. Fingers crossed, he's all right. When I used to go to City, you went with your mates, and they were always older mates. Yeah, you always had to have. If you were like 13 or 14, you always had to have some guy 16, 17, 18 with you because, we didn't get into any trouble, but you'd hope that they'd have your back if there was any trouble. Yeah, Otto, I'm surprised he played. Absolutely, Callum. I don't understand why they wanted to fight the guy. I mean, I wasn't looking, and there's police behind. That's why he didn't want to do it in front of the police because he'd have got done because he'd have started it. And after he got knocked down, he'd have got carted off as well. And plus, he was there to make money. He was there to sell his scarves. Actually, I did go back to him and tell him I wouldn't even want me backside with one of them, and that really set him off again. But yeah, that's it. Spencer Martin is won the last 5 trophies available in England, and Raheem Sterling has won them all. There you go, English Mastiff. I said this morning I suspect the figure will be between 30 and 35 million euros for Cancelo plus Danilo. Bernard, I'll be honest, it was poor from Sterling. He could have passed to Walker. He could have slotted it home. He did neither. Would have won nice and comfortable. If he'd scored that goal, or if he'd passed this Walker after running all that way, he was knackered and he was, he'd lost his spirit because he just lay on the floor. La Ciel Bleu, not too much, mate. Just the problem is with some of them, they're not. The thing is, I feel I'm jokingly throwing out banter. And most Liverpool fans, it's not a problem. But for some fans, they're aggressive with their banter. They're really aggressive. They're in your face. And it's not banter. It's aggressiveness. And it just goes too much. Yeah, Vidya, we were not great in the second half. We let it slip. But I think we were much better team in the first half. We were much better in the first half. They were better in the second half. Yeah, see, Doug, they were desperate to win. They were desperate to win. Yeah, he's got the yellow card, didn't he? He didn't get sent off. He got a yellow card. More records to City. Hi, Mike. Nice to see you on the channel. Bernard once fronted on my own about 20 skies is back off North Stand. I did check that there were plenty of coppers about first. I was drunk, but not sure. That's it. That's what I did. When I went to sports this guy the second time, I made sure there were I could see the coppers behind me, actually. But actually, they gave me some abuse as well. So there you go. Absolutely, Spencer. Their banter's rubbish. As I said, all they had was 6 times, and then to accuse me of being a plastic. Come on, guys. To accuse me of being a plastic is a futile argument, I think. To accuse me of being from Birmingham and not supporting my local team, then and he said, "Well, why aren't you supporting Oldham?" If I asked him where you from, and he said, "I'm from Fazakerley," then I'll say, "Well, why don't you support your local non-league team?" Or if I'm from Bootle, then support your local non-league team. You don't. You support Liverpool. Because I suspect when you were growing up in the 60s, Liverpool were a decent side. And this guy was probably, let's say, 60 years old, born in around 58 to 60, let's say. Liverpool, in the early 60s, were a very decent side with Shankly. So I wonder why he spotted Liverpool. Yeah, I saw that, English Mastiff. Yeah, Bernard, it is very toxic. I was chatting to this kid, Gary, afterwards, and I said, um, in the old days, in the 50s and 60s, you'd have fans going to Liverpool one week, Everton the next, City one week, from Manchester fans and United the next. Now, if you do that, you just get battered. You can't do it. So, you kind of work out the ones that are from London are the ones that know where they're going, and the ones that are from Liverpool have no idea where the tube's taking them. Whilst Walker's getting better offensively, well, I hope he gets better defensively. That's what I'm more concerned about. Nasri, what do you think City's centre backs, if they are not in City dominant games? I don't understand that. What do you think City centre backs, if they are not in City dominant games, players could get it? I'm trying to guess what you say. Yes, if we're not dominating games, then these centre backs, then our defence are not that great. I don't think we get them to go forward. Look at the Ben Mendy. Look at Danilo. Look at not Danilo. Sorry, Walker. Look at Cancelo. Look at Zinchenko. We're getting guys who can bomb it down the wing. Yeah, so that's going to be that's the way we want to do it. So let's go back up to that comment. Then they're not as good at defenders. I'd rather have it this way around than having top class defenders who can't attack. Yeah, CL Blue. I need to see that again, but there was, some City fans were very unhappy with some over physical play. Mike never watched it, mate. Watch the highlights. Yeah, Callum, that's the thing. People are, have a bad attitude. You played again today? Get me as your manager, Mike. Let me go on my when we've done our coaching course. I'll be your manager. Liverpool always physical against our smaller players, and I can say never. Absolutely, there's a few where you thought you should have done something there, mate, and you didn't. Absolutely, Callum. Every game's a big game this season. Goku, my brother, is a Man United fan. Teases me about history. Forget history. Don't care about the history clubs anymore. Walker was all over the place. Phil was class. I don't think he was class. Yeah. When it comes to defending, they're very good. When it comes to attacking, Spencer Walker's played good this season. He's on the bench. Cancelo's going to give. I said that this morning. I said the good thing is this going to give Walker a rocket up his backside, because he knows he doesn't perform. City have got another very good player to come in at right back, and someone who might take Walker's place. Now, Walker's got a 5-year contract. 5 years. So City must be confident of Cancelo, yeah, that they're going to get him while Walker's got a 5-year contract. I mean, what would happen if in a year's time Walker isn't getting enough games and he wants to leave? Wow. I don't think I'd be a good manager, Mike. I'll train you hard, Mike. Nope, I didn't eat, Mike. All I had at Wembley, I went to the Lidl and I had a butty. That's all I had. I'm trying to cut back. I had a cheese, Wensleydale cheese butty, because the waters that actually much stock was almost sold out. Okay, if you say so, good. Check. Harry Maguire is the new Messiah. Gundogan was disappointed when he came on last year. He started off really well. It was actually that good that Gary next to me was asking me who he was, because he was zipping past players. He had a really good run, but he didn't have. But I said when he came on, I said the worry for me is Liverpool are too physical, too fast. They don't give you time and space, and Gundogan needs time and space to show what a good player he can be. Hey, Chris, take care, mate. Chris is gone. I think I'm going to go as well, because it's 10 o'clock, guys. I've been up for over 18 hours. A load of videos out today. My eyes are not staying open. I fell asleep practically on this stream already, chatting away. And yeah, it's Monday tomorrow, so I know some of you guys need to go to work in the morning or college or whatever. College is probably kids, so I'm going to have a lot of fun. No, Callum, I've not watched any football apart from the City game today. Yeah, that counts, Bernard. That'll do for us. I don't think he was sensational, Rahul. I think he needs to get up to speed. I think he's got more to do. See Gundogan, he just waits until when he can. He's not fast enough, Gundogan. He's not, fast enough in mind and spirit, I think, sometimes. But give him space, give him time. He's very good. I've ever fullbacks on that pitch today was caught. Time going the long diagonal pass. Both sides were shocking out. Absolutely, Ivor. Absolutely. I said this. I made some notes in the first half that we were doing this. How do you call it? Reverse crossfield pass. So we would go down here and then we put it across there. A lot of rights to left. A lot of rights to left. Out to Sterling and Sane when he was on. We had a few good moments on the right. It was disappointing we didn't take more advantage of them. Spencer's a mark. Millie Maguire is a lumper man. You can bought another mercenary, maybe so. Yeah, I don't think it. Look, the problem was the second half. We were struggling that second half, so anybody we brought on would have struggled. You could argue with that. I think Kevin came off. I think he had a little bit of cramp. Why do you think City are interested in Maguire? Because he's homegrown. If we can get him for 60 million, he's an England international. I mean, you could have Maguire and Stones playing a few games together for club and country. So, that's. I think you've got to be interested in the country's players if they're homegrown, and then a decent price. Good view. For Liverpool fans, they're proud of it. That's not all of them, let's be honest, but there were hundreds, thousands. There were definitely thousands of Liverpool fans booing the national anthem because it was very, very clear. And normally, when you're in your own end, what happens at the other end of the pitch can be drowned out by your own fans singing, but it was everywhere. That booing. Absolutely, this man. I think Gundogan, when given time and space, he's great again. Maguire presence in 6-yard box. We don't have. Yeah, that's another one. We're not very good at corners anymore. I don't think so. Gundogan's not going to leave English Mastiff. He might leave next summer, and Fernandinho might go. Then we might have to sit down and see what's about. But right now, I'm not worried. Sorry, good idea, Spencer Mark. Guys, I think that's me lot. There's 34 of you online. I have no idea how many likes we've got. Let's have a quick shuffle it on and find out how many likes. 17 likes, but 35 guys on. Okay, let's. Steve says, yeah, well, if Gundogan doesn't, I'm not going to worry. We've had him, for 4 years? 26 million? I'm quite happy with that. We're very poor at corners and set pieces. Scoring, we're poor, and not letting him in. Yeah, we missed. I think we missed Laporte as well. 10:30. I've got half an hour. I'll watch that then. If there's a weak part of City's game, it's corners and set pieces. Yeah. There's no way I'm going to watch Community Shield highlights at 10:30. I'm going to try, but I really don't think so. Take it easy, guys. Take it easy. Eric Duff for the community. Yeah. Take it easy, guys. I'm about to shoot. You guys have a good time. Have a good evening, boys. If you haven't liked the video, please like it. If you like the channel and you've not subscribed, please subscribe. And whether you subscribed or not, subscribe again. Watch some of my videos. There's a lot of hard effort put in, and some of the people want to be on. Especially the kids, they want to be on the videos. So if you've got a spare 5 or 10 minutes, it'd be nice if you watch 1 or 2 videos, guys, and help out the channel. It's just nice, as I said, for some people, young kids. It make their day to get a couple of hundred views on a Twitter video. It really would make their day. So if you guys can help in any way, very grateful. But see you around tomorrow, hopefully. Some good night. So see you, Spencer Mark. See you, Carl. See you, English Mastiff. Good night, Bernard. Terad. Sea Dog. I missed somebody up here. See you, Bernard. See you, Cole. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night, everybody. Take it easy. Vi suggerere. Vea con Dios, Steve. Vea con Dios.